Congresswoman Lori Trahan is our guest this morning. Let's go on the record. The Capitol Hill freshman, now cleared of campaign finance troubles, looks to a second term. How she's taking on the issues of COVID-19, from getting children back to school to getting people back to work. Let's go on the record.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
And welcome to OTR on this last weekend in July already. I'm Ed Harding. Our Janet Wu is off this week. Our guest this morning is Congresswoman Lori Trahan. She is in her first term. She represents the state's 3rd congressional district and is a candidate for re-election. She joins us right now from our bureau in Washington, D.C., so we are maintaining our social distancing. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. I would like to start with the first thing, and I want to start with the cloud that has been lifted after months of investigation. The House Ethics Committee has cleared you of campaign finance irregularities. First of all, the panel said you made mistakes. You admitted to that as much after it, and you amended your filings. So what have you done to make sure this sort of thing doesn't happen again?
Yeah, well, first, Ed, I'll say that, I've maintained all along that these allegations were politically motivated. And that was demonstrated last week when the House Ethics Committee, which is made up of Democrats and Republicans who don't agree on a whole lot these days, but they agreed on this and they voted unanimously to dismiss this case because the complaints were without merit. Certainly in 2018, we ran a campaign that was fast-paced and very aggressive, focused on messaging that would resonate with working-class families across the district. And I'll be the first person to admit that mistakes were made. But as soon as we discovered those mistakes, we immediately, aimed to fix them, and we amended our reports. And the Ethics Committee, they confirmed that we did that. Certainly, though, we've put steps in place to ensure that those errors won't happen again.
And you did admit in the wake of it in 2018, I believe, that you admitted to making mistakes. So not only mistakes were made, but you took the hit for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of paperwork and fine print that goes into running a campaign, and yeah, our filings and our reporting, we made those errors. I'll tell you one thing, along from learning from these errors and putting systems in place so that it doesn't happen again, I'm 100% committed to helping other first-time candidates, women like myself who've never run for office before, kind of navigate, those campaign guidelines, because it can be daunting when you're focused every day on reaching and connecting with people and getting your message out there. So yeah, I look forward to recruiting those women and helping them along the way.
So let's talk about the coronavirus. As it, just so our viewers know, as neither one of us is wearing a mask on television, but we both arrived at our locations wearing masks. So obviously COVID-19 is here with us. Let's talk about the new stimulus plan first. It's coming together. So what are your must-haves in this legislation?
Well, Democrats in the House of Representatives, we did our work over 2 months ago. We knew that our cities and towns, our families, our workers, our small businesses, they needed additional relief in order to stay afloat. And right as these programs that have been agreed upon by Democrats and Republicans are set to expire, the president and Mitch McConnell have just now come to the table. But that's why I'm in Washington. I'm working to make sure that our families and our workers get the relief that they need. That means another round of direct cash payments because those bills are piling up. It absolutely means extending those unemployment benefits. I mean, I have Southwick right in Haverhill, Massachusetts, where 412 employees were just terminated without severance, without health care. They need that unemployment benefit in order to, keep their families safe and afloat. So, and then no matter what town or city I'm in the 3rd Congressional District and beyond, they need relief. They are experiencing such huge budget shortfalls, and they need to keep their first responders, their EMTs, their teachers on the payroll and provide an increased level of service during this pandemic. So we need to make sure that we stabilize those budgets. I'll tell you one thing that I'm working hard for. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't want to cut you off. Finish the thought, and then I'll follow up.
One thing that I'm working on is the Pandemic Production Act, and that made it into the HEROES bill, or parts of it made it into the HEROES bill, which will make sure that we never have another, a shortage of PPE again in this country, because it brings that manufacturing back to the United States using federal grants to do so, and we'll need that more than ever, not just for PPE in this next round, but also for our medical equipment and hopefully a vaccine.
We're talking about the stimulus package. Would you want it to be a $1,200 essentially? I'll use $1,200 as the basic number because that's what came the last time. You want a $1,200 check? What about unemployment benefits? There's talk of maybe not making it $600 a week, but maybe making it $400 a week. Do you have a hard line in that argument?
I think we have to be flexible in terms of what those amounts are. I can tell you that those $1,200 checks that went out months ago, they're spent. And those bills are still piling up because we are months into this crisis. And so, we want to see it closer to that $1,200. When I hear the Republicans talk about only $100 a week for an unemployment benefit, that's just not going to cut it. In Massachusetts, we have on average $500 a week for our unemployment, but when you go to states like Louisiana and Tennessee, that drops down to $200, $140. That's just not going to help people who are struggling in states that are surging. We have 40 states right now where infection rates are rising, and we have 25 million people who are unemployed. We need to make sure that those folks get the relief that they need.
Few issues tied to the pandemic are more emotionally charged than the back to school question. President Trump has made it clear that he wants kids back in the classroom, although lately he's been conceding that perhaps it isn't going to happen. So as the mother of school-age children, you're not just a lawmaker, you're a mother of school-age children. What are your major concerns?
I want to make sure that our schools, when they open, they're safe. They're safe for our teachers, for the workers who are going to be sanitizing those buildings, for our students certainly, and for parents. That is priority one. And no school district should be bearing the brunt of what it will take, the resources that it will take to make sure that our schools open safely. And it's why the HEROES Act that we passed on May 15th of this year included $90 billion so that we could stabilize our K through 12 programs and our higher ed institutions, and also ensure that they can make the modifications in their schools so that students can go to school safely. I know right now our school districts are preparing different scenarios depending on, where we are from a public health standpoint. There's nothing more that I want to see than for kids to safely go back to school, because we know that remote learning, it just widens the gap of disparities in terms of, achievement, right? Not all these students are either tuning into their virtual, curricula, and they don't have the equipment. And so we have to make sure from a federal government that we're giving folks the tools so that all of our kids are getting developed and educated equally.
Would you put your kids on a school bus just in theory? What about traveling on a school bus?
We think about it a lot. My daughters are adept at wearing masks, and frankly, they know how to social distance themselves from others, just like an adult. But we talk about that. We talk about, if they're going to take the school bus or if there's going to be a way for my husband or I to drive them to school. So, I think those, as we sort of understand, what the fall, actually it's not the fall, it's next month, what that's going to look like. I think that we're, going to get to a level of comfort, and that's really important, that people have confidence to return to school.
You talked about your daughter and the mask. It is proven that masks can make a difference, masks and the social distancing and washing your hands and all that stuff, but it has also become a highly politicized issue. We're showing right now a picture of you that you posted on Twitter wearing the mask. As I mentioned, when you showed up for this interview this morning, you had the mask right with you. You had it on until we went on television. How are you dealing with mixed messages on wearing that mask?
Well, I can tell you, I confront it here in Washington. There are certainly plenty of people who have politicized mask wearing, and some just won't wear it. And I think the one message that I want to send to folks is we know it works. Here in Massachusetts, we know it works. We are one of a handful of states that have contained this virus, and it's because of the vigilance of individuals, who have been wearing their masks religiously for months. And so, wherever I go, I try to be an example. My kids do as well. I know it's a hard thing to do, but we also know that it works. It saves lives. And the thing that we have to do for our healthcare workers and our essential workers who, are on the front lines of this pandemic is we have to protect them, and we have to protect each other.